Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, and good evening once again. Welcome to Minor League Esports, presented by APM Music. Once again, I'm your happy-go-lucky hooligan host, Captain Atsoka, joined in the booth by none other than Foof. Foof, how you feeling after that first set of series, my guy?
I always love to start my night off with some Foundation League start climbing up, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing here. We're taking a step up to the Academy League here for our last game of the night and our last game of the Week 7 stream. So we got the Comets and the Flames. A couple of teams coming in here. The Comets sitting at 12 and 23. We look across the pitch. The Flames, they're 22 and 18. So Flames by far favorite. It's going to be up to them to set the tone early. Comets 3 and 4 in series, so this is the series they could push towards a more 500 record. It's going to be important for these guys to come off and start early.
Yeah, and honestly, this is going to be, again, I think we're going to see a pretty close series like we did previously, because granted, the Sharks definitely didn't win the last one round. They won it 3-0 early for the series, but the whole thing, all 5 games in it was only 3-2, so it was still pretty close. So I'm going to assume, hopefully, that we're going to see the same thing here, because when you're looking at division rank here, we see the Flames, and they're holding the number 2 spot in their division, but over there at the Comets side, they're holding number 3, so, it's still pretty respectable, when we're looking at these division ranks. So hopefully we see a pretty close game between these two teams.
If division rank is one thing, when you look at conference, the overall standing, Flames, if it ended today, they're technically sitting at number 6. Then looking all the way down, the Comets, they're 15. They have a long way to go, but a lot of weeks to do it, and it's not too tall of a mountain to climb. I want to see the Comets come out. I want to see them set the tone early, get demos, find bumps, find boosts off of your opponent's side. That'll be a key for them. I look to them to kind of set the tone, but then again, Flames the Flames, they're always going to be hot. It's can you stop and not get burned early?
Yeah, and not only that, but again, like we saw in the previous games, the Flames don't have their MVP player. Flames, who plays for the Flames, is not here today. That's kind of a letdown, if you ask me.
Well, the namesake is unfortunate there, but it lives on at Soka. They're going to have to carry the torch, so to say, without him. But you look, we have Springer, Orange Fishy Glue, and DFAT on this Comet side. Jams, Crazy Leg, and Trailblazers on the Flames. Both teams bringing in some very solid firepower. No pun intended, is DFAT trying to start early here for the Comets. Now there's Glue with another chance to come through, but just a hair too high. That post unforgiving, that crossbar even more so.
Yeah, and I honestly do love the unforgiving crossbar, because I live and die by the crossbar. I'll pull off some great plays, but then the crossbar is also the world's greatest Rocket League defender. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get underway into game number 1, as we see a lot of back and forth. Of course, that is what we expect in game number 1. Everybody's kind of shaking the rust off a little bit, getting warmed up as we get on into the game. And now going off of the side, it's going to be Orange Fishy Glue being able to clear this one out into the side, and now met again with a 50-50 by Springer. It's going to be J. Trying to look for the pass, but it was Trailblazers that jumped the gun a tad bit too early. It's going to go back the other way.
So I wonder if we can talk Orange Fishy Glue into maybe going for a shortened name. One that always comes to mind is Faster and Falcon, my personal team at Old Man Balling. We got Old Man Balling to OMB, and I'm convincing Falcon to go to FTF or Falcon. But, Orange Fishy Glue, it just has a ring to it at the end of the day. Comets have another chance here as DFAT puts it on. Crazy Legs, though, sitting in net. That stalwart defender waiting in the wing. Now a chance, but Blazer puts it back. Orange Fishy Glue still in the corner of the Comets. This attack is not over. It's a beautiful touch, but a better save as Jams climbs the ladder, not allowing this tiebreaker goal to go in. A minute and a half has passed. The Comets all pressure, but no goals to show for it.
Yeah, and just to add on to what you're saying with Orange Fishy Glue, you know what that reminds me of? Zombie Poop Shark, who changed his name to ZPS. So that's what I saw when I saw Orange Fishy Glue. I'm thinking, if he went to OFG. I just wanted to touch on that for a second, because I'm a zombie ZPS fan myself. So I just had to touch on that for a second. But now it's going to be Crazy Legs 2015 to send this one off the backboard. And J. is going to demo Springer in the net, but to no avail. Orange Fishy Glue now going to get 50'd at the midfield, and it's going to be Springer in the backfield who doesn't put it forward, but puts it to the side. A little bit of an awkward touch, but sometimes those are the best ones. And DFAT will put this one on target, and it will find the back of the net. And if Nutter Butter was a car, it would be DFAT's.
He's got the peanut rocking on top and has a beautiful read off the sidewall, finally catching it in transition. This is something both teams were showing. I wanted to just wait to see who pulled the trigger first. They were looking for the passes but couldn't find it. DFAT pulls the trigger and a perfect pass and a better shot to finish it. But no, Comets fighting each other here on the sidewall to start this possession off.
Yeah, if DFAT will allow me, I would like to call that car setup nuttery buttery. That's what we're going. That's a nuttery buttery vehicle. And if DFAT will allow it, that's what I would like to call it. But as we continue on, we're past halftime at this point, 1-0 in favor of the Comets, which is looking good for them, as now a demo play will come out for Crazy Legs, but somehow, some way, the defense manages to hold strong, but it's still not out of the Comets' half. They're going to have to get the clear, and they do, and it comes through for Orange Fishy Glue.
Standing tall, a 2v1 staring down the loaded barrel of a man bearing down on top of you as DFAT's turned away. Beautiful defense coming through here. And it's been the offense that we have highlighted so far, but right now the Comets defense doing enough to keep this 1-goal lead. A minute 50 left. Crazy Legs trying to find a touch here. DFAT up in time. That's a double commit for the Flames. They need to be careful. It is game one. It is feeling out. You're still getting the comms back, but you do not want to see this drawn out into the series. Double commit are especially lethal as you begin to continue to get higher and higher in gameplay. Crazy Legs beat there on the 50 by DFAT. DFAT has a couple teammates waiting in the middle, but no one there to find it. This time the ball bounces all the way back. Jams one to beat. A big time save. Springer the savior medal for their troubles, but the pressure still on. You have to find a touch here. Trailblazer throws it up. Orange Fishy Glue gets the clear and looking for his teammate Springer. I like the pass attempt, but no, the Flames continue to circle, but now they have lost control and it finally backs out for DFAT and crew.
Right, and don't get me wrong, coming to Flames on that side, we saw some really good pass plays, and, we saw, they weren't able to find the back of the net, and, they weren't really able to take control in the Comets' half, but putting the pressure on like that is going to wear down their mental fatigue. It's going to wear down their stamina, and it's going to eventually lead to something. So, I mean, granted that you didn't come up with nothing there, but that doesn't mean stop pushing. I like the audacity. I like the amount of pressure coming out from the Flames. Granted that we're getting close now, as far as seconds go. We're almost at 30 seconds left, but if they keep up the pressure, they might be able to get an equalizer right in the nick of time.
The thing is, both teams have had pretty good pressure. It's about finding the quality shot, and only one has made it in so far. I think it's, 5-7 on the shots right now, so pretty even. The Flames just need to step it up a little bit more. 16 seconds left. That's an open net. Trailblazers, awkward jams, though, able to come back, putting it back out. Crazy Legs want to beat a nice shot here, but it's way too far left. That's going to end up handshaking possession. Springer throws it to Trailblazer. Trailblazer awkward here. Has to find a teammate. A nice soft touch. It's arcing over that Finnick, putting high. His teammate's there. Jams the tie. It takes it all the way to the end of regulation at Soken. We have OT.
Now, you see, I don't know if y'all noticed, but you saw what they did there. Did you see on the other side when the Flames were playing defense? I'm sorry, I got to bring it back down an octave. I got so excited. When the Flames were on the other side, it was the Comets that were just pushing. The Flames kind of let them push too far, let them get themselves out of defensive positioning, and that led to a gap in the defensive rotation and allowed the Flames to kind of counterattack. So that was a beautiful play. They put themselves all the way to the back of the net and allowed their defense to become offense, and those are my favorite plays. So that was really big brain, high IQ coming from the Flames, and now we got overtime and we are all tied again. I know we're in overtime, so clearly we're all tied, but I gotta say, I'm just super excited that, again, game number one goes to OT.
Regulation could not find a victor in game one, so now the extra time becomes this golden goal territory. Crazy Legs had the demo in front of him. Springer takes out that Flames player, ends up just kind of turning that valve on the pressure, but Jams keeping on top of it here. A nice bump coming through. Orange Fishy looking for a teammate on the side while Springer throws it back down, but the third doesn't want to commit. Trailblazer pushing it back on. Now the clear coming from DFAT. A trade there as a little bit of a tennis match breaks out for a bit here, but DFAT has some control in the corner. He's got two teammates up, but that's double commit, no goal. Crazy Legs one-on-one. A big time 50 from DFAT gives his teammates time to get home and get boost, but that clear doesn't come through. Trailblazer the slow chip, one to beat, but a double commit once again. The Comets getting a little bit excited here on the back half, but no goal to be had either way.
Yeah, they got to be really careful now because they don't want to make the same mistake that the Comets did in regulation, where they just pushed up too far and they let their defense fall. So it's really, again, you got to be careful. I know you want to score, you want to end it quickly, but do not leave yourself open. You don't want to give anything away for free. And now DFAT is going to try and take the game here going towards the corner, but it's going to be Orange Fishy Glue who comes up empty as Springer gets a nice touch off the tip of the car to bang this one back towards the corner. Trailblazer trying to get it out, but instead is met by Orange Fishy Glue, and now DFAT keeping this into the blue half here on the Flames. They're just really meddling in that corner. If they don't get it out anytime soon, it could spell danger for the Flames.
Well, ball's been stuck on this golden in as Springer puts a shot on, bouncing off the backward through a double commit. Once again, both teams very, very willing to have two cars going for a ball. I don't know if that's confidence or if it's miscues or if it's just called, trying to find pinches and trying to find awkward angles. But deadlocked here as we reach a 2.5 minute mark. Springer pocket hides, looking for Orange Fishy Glue. Orange Fishy passing back down. A beautiful touch. No, it's a shot. Crazy Legs, though, not credited with a save, but we'll turn that one out.
That was most definitely a save. I don't know how they didn't get credit for that. That might have been the save of the day. Like, that was going right on target. It was such a nice shot, too. I really don't know what was more impressive, the shot or the save. And the fact that they didn't get the credit for it is absolutely devastating. And now the return over to Springer hits this one towards the midfield. Met again by Crazy Legs, sending this one to the other side of the pitch. Met by Trailblazer. Now Orange Fishy Glue trying to slow things down in the corner, but it's going to go out back towards the midfield. Nearly got past both defenders on that double commit. Could have been deadly, but Crazy Legs gets back in time to get the save to clear that one to the side. And now DFAT, no nuttery buttery action there except for a nutty demo, a bump rather, but Jams was playing a little bit of backup defense now, and now a 2v1 opportunity will be denied by DFAT.
Well, it stands again at midfield. 3.5 minutes have already been put and gone in this overtime golden goal. Neither team wanting to overstep too far. We've seen double commits. We've seen a couple of forced, but no one has capitalized on these errors yet. A miss there from DFAT. The ball still rolling around. James trying to find it here. The pass back midfield. A nice pinch from Trailblazer that keeps it on this side. The Comets, an awkward touch from DFAT as Orange Fishy Glue throws it off his own backward. Crazy Legs, that soft touch, that Dominus is not finesse enough, and now it finds its way back to a pink car. We stay deadlocked. 4 minutes in overtime. Game one. No one can break this tie.
Yeah, we've almost had an entire another set of regulation time here in overtime, and now an opportunity to end it all will be denied by Orange Fishy Glue. And this game will continue to press on as the battle will continue in a deadlock, just absolute, again, I'd hate to say it, but nuttery buttery game will stay on as we are about to hit 4 minutes and 30 seconds here in OT. Again, nearly a whole nother set of regulation play, as Orange Fishy Glue will put this one up and over the crossbar, leaving that one empty. No teammates there to find in order to put that one into the back of the net. And now into the corner goes Springer, as this will find its way back to DFAT in the midfield. And now Crazy Legs will put the pressure on the Comets defense, as now it's their turn to attack.
A 5-minute overtime in game one. You asked for a good series. I'm worried about a good game, but this is deadlocked right now. Both teams back and forth, back and forth. Now Springer with a chance there, going near post, trying to find a double. He's got an opportunity. There was no goalie up, but a little bit too acute on the angle. Throws it way too far off. James trying to find it here off the sidewall. Touchdown, but no Flames player waiting for it there. Trailblazer flipping the pitch once again. This is actually a handshake, though, as he hands it to Orange. Orange, though, that flat car goes underneath the ball, but able to get to it on the sidewall. An errant touch. The Comets have 2-on-2 play. DFAT's up, going for it off the backboard. No, he goes for it on his own. Springer overcommits. Trailblazer certainly doesn't miss this one. Real estate all to be had. 5.5 minutes, and that'll be game one.
Yep, it was a double commit. Now, I know y'all saw it. I saw it. I'm sure you saw it. That double commit right there at the end. You had all three Comets players pushed up into the Flames territory, and then the Flames absolutely punished, and rightfully so. The Flames will take game number one in OT, and good gracious, look at these stat numbers. 10 saves coming from the Flames, 5 for Jams, 5 for Crazy Legs, and then over at the other side you got 9, neck and neck when it comes to the saves. Unbelievable plays. And then the shot count, let's take a look at the shot count real quick. We got 15 shots coming from the Comets and only only 1 goal to be had. On the other side, you had 12 shots, 2 goals to be had, which I also must note came from 2 pass plays.
Well, I realized it late. A beautiful showing from both teams. And when you get to these high time overtimes, so many stats start to pile on top of each other. That is 10 saves between 2 players on the Flames. James and Crazy Legs popping off from the defensive end, but 10 saves, 10 shots for them combined as well, so they even it out. And then the 2 extra from Trailblazer, that is that extra little bit that they needed, and the little bit of pressure is just enough to finally push it 5 minutes and 15 seconds, I guess, close to their side. So game 1 goes the way of the Flames. The Comets, a very hard-fought game. They will not go bump into the night. They will not let a rough start define them. Now it's up to them to win game 2, set that same tempo, but find an early goal.
Yeah, and as a spectator, I'm thinking to myself, wow, that was a really great series. You know, we went for a really long time. That was great. Oh, it's over now. Oh, wait, no? Oh, I'm sorry. That was only game number 1. Jeez.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Now, we're finally done. Oh, it's only game number 2. So let's get it underway. 5 minutes on the clock, and here we go. As this will go out into the side, and now Springer gonna put this one towards the danger and will be punished by Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs cannot let that one go unpunished. And it goes off into the corner, and unfortunate feels bad, man. It's an own goal coming from Springer, but again, it was all over from that touch from the corner, honestly.
The dish there from James getting credited with the assist, and now starting where they left off, an immediate answer to try and not have another long overtime game. The Flames are up. James has the ball here in the corner. Springer running to it, but can't get there in time. So back out to midfield. The touch from Crazy Leg puts it high. DFAT on the sidewall looking for midfield. I like this pass, but there is no pink car there with them. Past one is Crazy, but Orange Fishy Glue sitting at home, playing patient, had dinner ready, and that defense in the wing.
Yeah, Trailblazer just had Springer for dinner there. Beautiful demo. As now Orange Fishy Glue will send this one over into the side, showing a good bit of control there to let that one drop down to Springer. And now the reverse will come from Trailblazer, who will put this one back into the Comets territory. And what an absolute screamer coming off the sidewall from DFAT there, who switched it up and put the Scarab on just for good measure. I love seeing non-meta cars just come out of nowhere and just find themselves into these games. I love it.
Well, having some fun and keeping the nut on top, as there's the touch from Springer. Trailblazer overcommits here. Crazy Legs has to do it. And now I like this pass, but James doesn't want to cherry pick. They don't want to be too far up. They have a 1-goal lead. They don't want to overcommit and give that tie back. Springer putting pressure on the ball, is still bouncing around on this yellow half. Crazy Legs putting it behind one, but there is that Scarab waiting out at midfield, just waiting in the wing with that Wyvern paint.
Yeah, and not to mention the pinch they got early. I didn't even know the Scarab could get pinches like that. When it's just like a little ball with wheels, just running around the pitch. I absolutely love to see it. And now a scoring opportunity will come through, but will be denied by Crazy Legs, as this one will go the other way from Trailblazer to now DFAT coming in with a nuttery buttery car, but will be denied. And now the counterattack shot is on the way, but Orange Fishy Glue will stick to the ball and send this one to the midfield, keeping it up and alive into the Flame side. A nice touch by Jams, but hold the phone. Here comes DFAT, putting that one down into the ground, but it's going to be Trailblazer to get the clear and get the save and put that one towards the other side.
A clear and a save are two different things, but sometimes you can achieve both at the same time. That's exactly what happened there for this Flames team. They got the save and got it off of their side. Now you need to be careful. That was all 3 yellow cars in a very tight, but James out lead, blocking the fullback in front of his tailback, clearing the way, but that ball is caught at midfield. Orange Fishy Glue not giving up much room. Springer runs it back, but forgot the ball. That's a very important thing. James finds it off his own teammate, but the ball stagnates at midfield. Now, Comets trying to find some reset here as they have the pressure once again. Both Flames players hunting on the demo there at Soka, but no car exploded at midfield.
Yeah, and that's the double-edged sword about demos, is because if you miss, you can be punished excruciatingly. So it's really important that if you're going to go for demos, try your best to make sure that they land, because the other team will make you pay for it. And now this one was hit right back down towards Crazy Legs, who gets a mistouch of their own, going back towards the corner, taking all the time in the world. Now DFAT will send this one up high to the other side, as Orange Fishy Glue will not come up with a touch either. And we're starting to see cars just kind of fly on by, really not hitting much of anything as finally, there's a clear on the play from Trailblazer, who gave their lives as DFAT got the demolition. And again, we're just seeing this back and forth now, rather stagnant, as it's still 1-0 in favor of the Flames, but Trailblazer will now make it 2-0. They got a tad bit of insurance.
DFAT, that is a circle sitting on top of a circle, but it looked relatively flat, was just perfectly tealed up there for Trailblazer, collecting it through in the end. It is a 2-goal lead for the Flames, and now they're looking to find that finisher, but DFAT wins a very big-time kickoff here on that Scarab, putting the pass on, but James up in time, denying it once again. They have 2 goals to overcome and just about a minute 15 left to do it.
Yeah, definitely probable. I mean, we've seen in Rocket League, like, we know, like, 2 goals is nothing for a minute. That's plenty of time to work with. So I'm definitely not counting out the Comets just yet here in this game, as DFAT is going to take this one the other way over into the corner now, trying to do some maneuvering here, but doesn't get past James, as this will go back towards the middle. Looking for Springer on that pass play, but just a little bit too strong. DFAT will send it right on back, and now Springer coming through with the touch and finds the back of the net. We're back within 1.
That Octane up in time, and usually expect the power, but he was up and then uses the bottom, so it sneaks past those defenders, the side of the car, pushing it in between those two. You expect the power, you expect to go high, but it falls low. Very good read, very cognitive about where he was and where his car was, taking advantage of the defense. Now the lead cut in half. Comets looking for another one quickly, and there is Orange Fishy Glue trying to make them feel blue and ties this game up.
Absolutely. Orange Fishy Glue just flying from the side off the kickoff, getting that 100 boost on the side and using it to its full potential there, making this game now even at 2 with just a few seconds. They were not expecting the back-to-back goals, and I gotta say, even when you play online, you're playing ranked, you're playing casual, nothing feels more bad than getting scored on immediately after you just got scored on. So good on the Comets to come through and tie this game back up at 2 right before we may even see another OT here.
That's exactly what I feel like just went through every single one of these players' mind. As soon as the Comets scored, they went, oh no, here we go again. Another 5-minute overtime perhaps looming. 12 seconds left in regulation in game number 2. A save coming from Springer as the ball bounces down. The Comets trying to kill for that time. No, a back pass from James. It's a dangerous ball. DFAT puts it technically threatening, but turned away once again. The Comets, all 3 cars up, all trying to postulate for an aggressive push, but there is nothing to be had. Overtime once again. Regulation out the window. Golden goal territory at Soka.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I made the prediction earlier that it was going to be close, but I never thought in a million years it'd be this close. Already 2 overtimes. The first one went on to 5 minutes. I'm kind of curious to see if we see that happen yet again here in game number 2. And I'm not going to lie, I completely forgot we were in game number 2. But now, let's go ahead and move on to game number 3. DFAT will end this one here 3-2 in favor of the Comets.
That was 2 Flames players caught in the corner, and Crazy Legs thinking near post instead of being a little bit further back. So, shooting it behind that last defender, it's so hard to get any momentum backwards when you're going forwards. Comets take advantage of some over-aggressive defense. They break the tie, and they end up tying this series 1-1 after game 2.
I gotta point out that the Comets literally made, like, what was it, 3 goals so quickly. Like, you were thinking that the Flames had the game the entire way, and then they just managed to come back in a very short amount of time. So kudos for the Comets for not giving up all the way into the very end and then winning that game into OT. But let's take a look at Springer for a second with a well-deserved MVP with 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 save, and 2 shots. Very well done there, and a total of 3 saves for the team in total. On the other side, you got 5. So what that's showing me is that the Comets really had a lot of control, even if it was in the later half of the game. You know, even if it was past halftime, they did have a good amount of control, keeping them into the Flames side and forcing them to play a lot of defense.
Well, it felt like one team ran away, got that 2-goal lead, and then all of a sudden, just the dams broke. It opened. Both teams could hit it, and then it goes to OT. And you're like, this is going to be another barn burner. It's just going to be back and forth, and there's an overcommit. And all of a sudden, the Comets just chip it in and take that tying game. So, heading into game 3, I feel like this is where the pendulum has now fully reset. We'll see if it's going to continue to swing between odd and even games at Soka. So, if you're an odd number team, technically the Flames should take this. And if you're an odd number team, you should win all series, winning games 1, 3, 5, and or 7.
Yep, well, let's head into game number 3 as we get 5 minutes back on the clock, and the Nutter Butter DFAT will go back into the dominance, and the kickoff is underway. And here we go, a 50-50 off the jump, off the kickoff will go towards the corner of the Flames, and now Crazy Legs goes up to get a touch, but it's met by Orange Fishy Glue. Back over into the side now, it's going to be Springer looking to get a touch here, and some airtime as the demo on Trailblazer will nearly lead to a goal, but luckily for the Flames, they got away with while being murdered, actually.
They did not get away with murder. They were unfortunately the victims of the murder, but they got the ball out. James has some control here, looking for pass midfield. No, he's going for the solo play, and it almost worked. Just no flip and not enough control to turn that Finnick into the ball. Orange Fishy Glue throwing it up high, trying to find it off to himself. James once again coming to get this ball. Trailblazer, an ill-advised touch, but still it found a way to his teammate. A nice beat there by Crazy as DFAT pushes it back. So now we're getting into this boom and chase offense. Just throw it to the other side of the pitch, run after it, and the other team's going to throw it all the way back.
I mean, that's typically how it goes when, like, both teams have each other's number. Like, you know, they've already been... Technically, they played 3 full minutes, like 3 full games of regulation time from the first overtime to the second game. They've literally gone back and forth, so now they know how each other's play. They know what their play style is like. They know what to expect. So it's going to be even harder for them to get the advantage over the other one at this point. But this is where you really see true competition come out. See who's going to be the one to falter. See who's going to be the one to break first. And that's where the competition, the bare bones of Rocket League starts to show.
Well, it's who finds a way, put it simply as that. Trailblazer unable to do so there. James, nice touch, has it out to midfield, but Crazy Legs sitting all the way back. If he did not get up in time there, Orange Fishy Glue had a very good opportunity for this Comet side, but still deadlocked at 0-0. A chance here still arising for the Flames. Crazy like a beautiful pass. He's got Trailblazer who has to catch up to it. That Finnick, though, was too far near post. Don't know if he didn't trust it or don't know if it wasn't called, but it was a beautiful pass and a missed opportunity for the Flames.
Yeah, and this is a common mistake that I see a lot of people make when they're playing Rocket League, is especially when you're going into rotation. Trailblazer was falling too closely behind their own teammate and instead should have been positioned towards the middle, expecting for that pass to come out overhead and not literally like trailing the teammate in front of you, because once they start to get the ball out, no one's covering that portion of the field. So what you want to do as an offense is you want to cover as much of the field as possible. You have 3 players. You can spread the field around. And when you're like literally just on the bumper of your teammate, they're passing to no one. If they are able to get that one out into the midfield, you have to be there. Just like this from Orange Fishy Glue, right as I'm saying it. Notice here, Orange Fishy Glue positioning themselves into the middle as Springer just dumps this one out, and guess who's up and already there? It was Orange Fishy Glue to put this one in, and now it is 1-0 in favor of the Comets.
They find a way to strike just after halftime, breaking this tie. The Comets doing a beautiful job, like you said, passing at midfield, using their teammates, using the space, and using the backboard. Springer trying to use a lot of that space now as he found it behind that lackluster play out at midfield. Crazy Legs loses control. DFAT trying to just make them pay every time they lose the ball here. Crazy Legs running underneath it and pushing it back on, but once again, that dominance of DFAT clears it all the way out. Ball still out in midfield, a double point from the Comets. A team bunt, actually, as James, not a lot of boost there, not a lot of momentum, but ends up finding enough of a touch to keep it here. It's still on this pink side. Overzealous is Orange Fishy Glue, mind you. A good read there from his teammates who are ready for it underneath. The ball flies out. Comets protecting this 1-goal lead with a minute and a half left.
Yeah, and it's actually like making me really nervous for the Comets, because they're staying a huge portion of the time in their own half, and you know the Flames are really holding it down at the midfield. But finally, it's going to be the Comets to break the mold here and break the line at the midfield to mount a counterattack, nearly getting a goal there. But it was Trailblazer who got the save to clear it away, and now this will go back towards the Comet side. But an offensive presence is still there. Trailblazer barely missing off that upper 90, but Crazy Legs puts it back towards the middle, looking for the touch here. A beautiful pass could have been made, but Orange Fishy Glue was there to save the day.
Ball has been saved. The series may have been as well, as they keep this lead and try to extend it to a 2-1 lead and win this very crucial game number 3. The pendulum swinging towards this Comets side. Springer off the backboard, finding enough of a touch there. Crazy Legs not up in time. Now Orange Fishy Glue, a lot of real estate, a lot of time as that ball rolls its way down. DFAT too overzealous though. Way too high, not there in time. Technically a shot coming through from OFG, but it won't get in. Trailblazer credit for the save. A nice pinch there off his teammate. The ball bounces, an opportunity, but it can't find the way.
Yep, and now a shot on from all the way downtown. It will be a beautiful shot by Jay off the pass from Trailblazer. This one over into the side. That one had a lot of airtime, and then Springer. I think Springer was caught as off guard as I was from that shot. That angle was just beautiful. Honestly, on that play, James lined that shot up like a fresh fade, and now we are all tied up at 1.
James usually sitting further back. I wasn't expecting this Flames to commit, but they were down 1. I can't count out a team when they're down, so committing the third person, I want to see it more now as we once again at Soka. Don't do it in regulation. It's an end goal. It ties it back up. Game 3. Tied series, tied game, overtime, golden goal once again.
What is it? What is the saying? Third time's the charm. Well, we're back in OT, so let's see who the winner will be as we continue on with this game number 3. And now it's going to be a chance for Crazy Legs trying to get past Orange Fishy Glue, but does not succeed. Springer now into the midfield, forcing a double commit. Will have an opportunity here and a bump on the goalie. That was a beautiful play. I'm kind of disappointed it didn't lead to much, but ooh, I like the tenacity coming out from the Comets.
They're starting to push, kind of rotate and put pressure, not on the ball, but on the opposing team. Up is Crazy like the soft touch here, trying to find it down. DFAT has a shot, and it's just off. A little bit too far left. Springer as well. Way too late in the jump, so it ends up flying high off the spoiler of that Octane. A good touch there from DFAT. The ball bounces down. James pitches it over 1. DFAT runs it back to his teammate. OFG looking for something off the back where the soft touch, trying to find a way. Trailblazer not allowing this to fall, but a nice shot coming through, but once again, wide right. They need to get those sights lined in. A near post rotation from the Flames. A little bit scandalous there. You got to be careful, especially in OT, as the ball continues to stay on this yellow side. Orange Fishy Glue behind 1, but Trailblazer and James both commit a good clear coming off the demo, but it stays on this yellow side. The pressure, relentless. Finally a clear coming through.
All right, now, Foof, I want to pick your analytical brain just for a second, because who knows, we might have ourselves a good bit of time here in OT. But I got to ask you, well, hey, I'm just saying, I calls it as I sees them. But look, let me pick your analytical brain for a second. If you may have noticed, the Comets are coming out heavy with the demos now here in OT. They are constantly catching bodies, and they're catching some car parts as well. Why do you think that is, that all of a sudden in OT, they're bringing out the demos, and they're catching a numerous amount of car parts and bodies? What do you think's going on with the Comets right now?
Do you want the real answer or the tactical answer?
I want your answer. That's what I want. I want what you're thinking. Let me know what's going on in that foofy mind of yours. So, why do you think the Comets are bringing out all these demolitions here in OT?
If it's me, I'm tilted. I hate OT. This would be, what, 9th minute of OT? I'd be done with this. I'd want to be through these cars, through this game, and honestly be done with this series. But no, that is not what it is. They are trying to bring something new. They haven't had the physicality to show during these regulations, especially in the first 3 games. So trying to bring that on. The only thing I worry about is if you overextend for those demos, and they haven't done it yet. So it's that fine razor's edge of making the demos but not reaching too far at Soka, so it bites you in the end.
Now, let me give you a little bit of my thought process. But hold the phone as the shot will go on, and it will be Orange Fishy Glue to put this one into the back of the net as they get a touch with 2 off the save from Crazy Legs. They tried their absolute best. They managed to stop the ball, but not for long, as Orange Fishy Glue will come up clutch in OT with the MVP. Well-deserved. Game number 3 goes to the Comets.
2 of the 2 goals scored by the Comets were off of Orange Fishy Glue, including the monumental one to keep it tied and then push it into OT and find that winning shot behind that last defender, forcing Crazy to go up. Got the touch, but I said it earlier, a save and a clear are two different things. And you can sometimes combine them both, but if you don't get them, it's a dangerous thing because the ball is just sitting in front of your net.
Yes, and now this is something I was going to touch on before I was so rudely interrupted by Orange Fishy Glue with that shot. Very, very, very rude. But before I was so rudely interrupted, I was saying what we were talking about. Why were the Comets bringing out so many demolitions? And I was actually going to do this in game, which I usually say for the post game, is a little bit of caps analysis. If you look at the stats, and we're going into analytics, the Flames had a numerous amount of saves. They had at least 5 saves in comparison to the Comets' 1. So they were constantly in the net. They were constantly staying into their own half, and that's where they were getting stopped. The amount of saves kept accumulating. So the Comets knew if the other team, if the Flames are going to sit in the net, we got to take them out. So they literally went on a bounty hunting spree onto the Flames defense, and now they don't need no demo for this one. They put their foot on the gas in game number 3, and they're going to carry that on to game number 4 with a 1-goal early lead off the kickoff. Now 1-0 in favor of the Comets.
You don't need a demo if there's no one in net, so scoring off kickoffs is very huge because you really have someone sitting truly in that net position. If you are, then that's probably just a disconnect at that point. Not a good way to start a kickoff. But out early, the Comets score here. Trailblazer and company down early once again. It's up to them to find something. A nice redirect from Crazy Legs. It's putting it on, but OFG standing tall in that near post play. Ball out to midfield. Trailblazer up, trying to find it. No, it's actually going to be a team bump as calculated. We'll give it that tag as Crazy Legs still has possession here. Another double commit coming through, but this time double the commit, double the fun, and one of the goals to be had.
Yes, and another saying, as we formally addressed, Rocket League Proverbs for rule number 1, there is a second that is in the Rocket League verse, Proverbs 3:8, that says, we take those. And I think they were able to take that one as we tie this one up at 1. And honestly, that's probably the only time that a double commit will actually work, just in the amount of confusion of I don't know who's going to hit the ball. They're both going for it at the same time. I'm just going to have to guess. And that's probably the only instance where you see a double commit maybe pay off.
Well, a good teammate of mine, a very good friend of mine, Steve-O, told me one time, we don't have to play defense if we score here. It'll be in a replay. And so that's maybe what the thinking was there at Soka. Throwing everything in the kitchen sink to force a goal. And usually you expect that at the end of a game, but no, not even a minute in. That is how the Flames decided to break this tie. Crazy Legs, a little bit of a mistouch there. It's actually a back pass towards his own net. It's going in. A very interesting tactical decision. DFAT and company putting the pressure still. Now ball off of the corner, bouncing back out. It's just sitting on this right half. Trailblazer finally beating. He's got 1 boost to his name. Crazy Legs, though. Where's the communication? That was 2 Flames players, no defenders, and there isn't a goal to be had.
I wish you could see my face right now, the disappointment. Like, really. Like, this is like me asking for my kid's report card, and he says, oh, I'm the only one in class that didn't get one. I'm so disappointed right now in what I just saw. Clearly, one of them might have had a decent shot. I think the Trailblazers rightfully should have went for that one and gotten the score. They lined themselves up for that one. It was an easy put-in. But, again, their teammate either didn't say, hey, get out of my way, I'm going to come in and score that, or Trailblazer wasn't like, I got it. But in the defense of Trailblazer, he probably didn't know that he had a teammate coming from the heavens out of nowhere to come for that one. And yet another double commit on the field. They're not going to get lucky every time like they did with that first goal where the double commit paid off. That seldom happens. So if I was on the side of Crazy Legs and the Flames right now, I would really be dialing back on the double commits.
Well, it's about dialing back on the double commits, but keeping the pressure up. Springer a lot of free real estate, but not able to get that octane in time. Now the Proteus looking for the, not the Proteus, excuse me, the Triton looking for the pass midfield, finding that Dominus and Orange Fishy Glue off of the beautiful fast. You know what? It has just been a wonderful just showcase of all the car bodies that DFAT wants to give us.
I'm telling you, it's the Nutter Butter car. That's what it is. It's coming out. It's showing itself. It's all in the car. It's all in the nut that he has on top of his head. The nuttery buttery plays will speak for themselves. And I gotta say, on that 3-way pass play, which it was, perfect rotation in the corner, 1, 2, 3 between all members of the Comet side. You know what we didn't see? A double commit.
Well, it's very true as Trailblazer throws it back, trying to find some control here. DFAT still waiting patiently. That long car waiting for it now. Nice touchdown to midfield. That's going to be a double commit for the Comets. neither wanting to back off there. OFG finds a beautiful pass. It's out to midfield. No, it's technically a shot, and Springer, the goal secure to put it in. Comets up by 2.
Yeah, and then again, this is just a beautiful pass from Orange Fishy Glue, because don't get me wrong, the defense set up, properly. Like when I first saw the play, I was like, oh, no one's playing near post, no one's playing far post. They're just not having good defensive positioning. But when we looked at it, Trailblazers, it looked like, was actually playing the near post and thought they had the opportunity, thought OFG kind of overshot the ball a little bit, but Orange Fishy Glue was able to put that one down and get a perfect pass back into the midfield. So that was really more offensive prowess coming from OFG than it was a defensive mishap. So good play coming from the Comets.
Well, you talk about a good play from the Comets. There's Crazy Legs finding it in the air. The ball bouncing there from a Comet touch. Trailblazer forcing that errant ball from Springer. Crazy Legs up in time. That soft kiss from the Dominus, making this lead only 1.
And that's another thing why it's so important to just constantly keep up the pressure, because if you kind of zone in on the defense, it doesn't matter if you get the touch or not. You can force them to make a missed touch and it will create a play for yourself. So you don't really have to get the touch every time. You just got to put the pressure on the defense like that. But on that play, the defense could do nothing. What a touch here from Springer, getting the read off the corner, calculated or not. I'll leave it up to the chat to decide.
A good read off of the violence and taking advantage of lackluster defense. Punch, counter punch to a T at Soka. So, it immediately gets cut in half. Flames thinking they're feeling good. A minute and a half left. We all got to do a score 1. Nope, the Comets say you got to score 2 once again. It is 4-2 here. A minute and 15 left. Orange Fishy behind 1. Crazy Legs has to collect it on his own side, and Deserex not to go for boost as he goes past it. James, though, has it on that Fennec. It's a very flat car. You get a lot of control there, but Springer allows him to lose that control and lose patience and take the ball off of his hood. Crazy Legs putting it back on. He's been a shooter so far. He needs to find another one. Looking for his teammates, but the only card he finds is that that pink Octane of Springer.
Yeah, and Trailblazer now is in a difficult position, which is another thing I want to address to see kind of what would you do in this situation. Trailblazer just now was playing some defense and had to go back, and in this scenario, Trailblazer had 1 of 2 options: either circle back in rotation and reset yourself, or hit it back towards your own net. He opted to hit it back towards his own side, and I gotta ask, when you're in that type of situation, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna reset yourself, or are you gonna try to hit it towards your own net, which can probably end up very costly?
Well, the important thing here is 15 seconds left, and this is where I don't want to be. I want to have 20 seconds or so left for 1 goal to be scored, but not 8, and this is probably about that point where it's probably over now. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2. Not even going to get saved as the lead gets extended. A little bit of salt into that wound. Springer post to post, coast to coast, goal to goal. It is 5-2.
Yeah, I'm not even sure Springer meant to make that one. Springer was just going up, I think, and it just was like, oh, it went in. Dope. Okay. Happy accidents. Again, referring back to Rocket League proverbs, we take those, as that will be the game there, and the Comets will once again take the win. And this is the first game of the series, need I mind you, that we didn't go into OT.
It's about time. Honestly, you're finally starting to get back on track. No, it finally broke through the Comets. Just an offensive explosion, and they were what? 4 for 3 and 1 for 2? So technically speaking, they were 100% shooting, just the math doesn't really add up with Springer having a 4 for 3 and a 1 for 2 on Fishy Glue. No saves on the Flames. That is the big stat I want to look at here. They were not able to get the ball out of their net, and technically they put one in for them.
Yeah, what is it that we say? This is Rocket League. When you get 4 goals by only taking 3 shots, yeah, I think that can only happen in Rocket League. But as we look at the stats here, I gotta say I love the dynamic duo coming from Springer and DFAT. If you see that your teammates hitting shots, keep feeding them the ball. Well done, DFAT, throwing up 4 assists to Springer's 4 goals, and just the real synergy between those two was really popping off. And again, they just accumulated a mass amount of goals, leading to a pretty impressive win with a huge stat line difference.
Well, it's going to be very important that the Comets take it here in 4-3-1. Now they're trying to get a 4-1. Look across the pitch, Flames. James, Trailblazer, Crazy Legs, this isn't the series you wanted, but it's the series you got. You want to force a 2-3 like we saw in the last series. So it's going to be up to them to answer the call. The Takumi's now been brought out by DFAT, so just continuing the trail and the fun switches of the cars. Springer puts it in, the soft chip there. That's going to be an early goal for the Comets.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what car DFAT's driving, we're still going to get assists. And notice what happened yet again. From DFAT to Springer, the 1-2 combo will pay off again as they take an early lead. 11 seconds gone. That's it.
See, I thought you were referencing the double commit that happened to work out for the Comets in the end. There's another one as DFAT and Orange Fishy flying up for that one. Crazy Legs has to find some control here, looking for James. James a big-time 50, but Springer stands tall. Trailblazer looking for James in the corner, but can't find it. Crazy Legs, that last flame back, actually side flipping out of the way. The tactical miff drawing Orange off the ball. Trailblazer has some control here, using that Finnick very well. A good pass, looking for Crazy in this near post opportunity, but it won't find its way to the net. Back and forth, back and forth. Trailblazer still in the corner, now trying to find a near post shot. Oh my goodness, going underneath of it. James can't get there. Some aerial antics putting the ball underneath their car, but now it runs back towards this Flames side. A mad scramble, and it stops it from becoming a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, there's only so much defense you can take before you need to play some offense, and I think that's what is happening now to the Flames. They're trying to bring the offense out here in game number 5 as they try and keep the pressure alive on the Comets side, but it will be cleared away and go right back the Flames way, as now the Comets will try some offense again, but luckily for the Flames, they managed to clear it out as James tried to take it through the midfield, but now it's going to be Trailblazers who's going to take this one towards the corner and is met by Orange Fishy Glue. And now Springer putting this one up high on their side. Orange Fishy Glue going up, finding nothing but air yet again, but will find themselves in the midfield and find themselves met by Flames. And again, we're seeing a little bit of stagnated play as we're still over here at 1-0, approaching the 3-minute mark. Nobody really finding the gap here as there is just a constant back and forth and a non-ending battle in the midfield as Crazy Legs now will look for a double touch, but we'll find yet again nothing but air.
Trailblazer throwing it back on. Only thing he finds is that blue and pink car of DFAT. Orange Fishy Glue trying to prod it on James, waiting patiently in the wing, though, getting a save here. Springer off the backward, looking for a teammate, going for a demo, and gets it, but Trailblazer, the one he originally wanted, couldn't find the mark. So Trailblazer, a 2-on-1 opportunity, but very good pressure. That Dominus standing tall in the corner. Another demo from Trailblazer. So I think they're officially winning in the demo game, but they're not winning in the game. They are down by 1. And by the way, for you, those of you at home, you have now officially lost the game. But anyway, Trailblazer trying to find a shot. It's going to go way too far left, and they will not get it this time.
I hate you so much. You did not need to do that. I'm pretty sure there's a huge F in chat right now. A whole lot of F's in chat. Oh my goodness. But let's get back to the game anyway. The one that we all lost. As James will hit this one up into the other side. Looking for the touch here. We'll get 1 and 2 off the crossbar. But we'll be off target. Now Crazy Legs keeping the offensive pressure alive. And Trailblazers with a nice impressive touch, but will be off target barely wide as Springer trying to slow things down. But Trailblazer will not give up on the touch as Orange Fishy Glue will get the save and clear it away. And then James still getting their shot saved by a DFAT. Going back out into the corner again, it's Crazy Legs looking to put a score on the board to tie it up, but it will be no good. Springer yet again with the save, and now the counterattack underway. It will be OFG to put their team back up and get them a lead. Now they have a little bit of insurance on top.
Orange Fishy Glue in transition has been deadly this entire series. Now a 2-0 lead to compare to their 2-game lead in the series. They're up 3-1, trying to make it a 4-1 runaway with this last game of Week 7. Trailblazer throwing it high, looking for anything, but the only cars he'll find, once again, just swarming in front of their net, are more and more of this pink and blue, kind of cotton candy-esque Comet team, and they are bending but not breaking at all.
Probably the only sweet I don't like is cotton candy, believe it or not. But this will go the other way. Crazy Legs will again get an unfortunate whiff here. Ooh, what a nice little swish and flick there. But it will be saved and cleared away back into the other side as Orange Fishy Glue will run back towards the corner to get the touch, putting it back towards the midfield, met by James as now we have reached the 1-minute mark. It's still probable for the Flames to tie it up and send us into OT here in game number 5.
Don't talk about OT. We've already sat through a lot of that, but Game 5 overtimes are always different. But Springer and company don't want to let that happen. They have the control. They have a 2-goal lead, and they continue to put more and more pressure on. They are playing offense to play defense, and I love it. Trailblazer trying to find something here. It's off that side post. No commit from Crazy Legs. They're down 2, and they have to find some offense here, but they are retreating back to their home, back to their holes, back to boost. So giving up a lot of time and a lot of space. They need something now, and now Springer overcommitting Trailblazer. They got to get to the ball, and they can't do it. The Comets should control this here. Only 20 seconds home.
Yeah, they literally served that one up on a platter, and one of the other teammates had to be a Karen and send it back. They let that one go right by the wayside. A scoring opportunity is long and gone now as the final seconds will tick away, and it looks like the Comets will win game number 5 and hold the phone. The ball's still alive, but finally the ball will hit the dirt, and that will be it. The Comets take game number 5 and will take the series 4-1.
A 4-1 showing from the Comets, and then I didn't expect 3 games of back-to-back overtime, if I'm being honest. That was a very strange way to start the series, but I enjoyed it even more because of it, and it was put very well in chat by the GGs being thrown to the players, so a lot of good feelings between these guys. They feel like they came out and they showed on stream at Soka. So, Comets 4-1, like you said, they walk away victorious, but this game was actually a lot closer than the scoreline showed success in a couple of those games.
Yeah, if you look at it game by game, again, the first 3 games, back-to-back overtimes, time and time again, I was not expecting it to be that close, and then the Comets just kind of found themselves and was really able to come together and start running away with it, towards the end. But once you start winning, 2 overtimes, you start to get, kind of like a little bit of momentum in your favor, you feel good. So I think that's really what kind of led to them started walking away with the series a little bit, is, winning those overtimes, winning 2 out of those 3, it really does a boost for morale. And I think that's going to be just about it. Foof, any last word for the folks at home before we say goodbye?
I mean, you saw it here, Foundation and Academy League, to close this out. If you want to find a true community of like-minded players that want to sit down and play some good carball, and we're starting to play a lot of more games. You see, League of Legends, Valorant, a couple of other channels that pop up. So, a very big community. I think they've dropped it in the chat off to that side, mind you. So, make sure you click those links and apply. We'd love to have you. We'd love to see it. Honestly, I'd love to call your name on a couple of goals. I know Atsoka would as well, and that's about it for me, my friend.
All right, Foof, well, I have to say it was an absolute honor and a privilege to share the booth with you here today, sir.
Thank you
Absolutely
kindly.
enjoyable. I hope we get to do it again sometime.
Most certainly. Well, I'm Foof. This has been Atsoka. This has been MLE. And most importantly, this has been Week 7. We'll be signing off, and we will hopefully catch you next Saturday.